Hi and welcome to another videos. I got asked a while ago by a friend of mine, John, to actually do a tutorial on painting flesh. Now I know he does a lot of work with 1/35th scale models, which my normal scale is roughly 28mm or 1/50th. With the odd 1/16th chucked in. Well, I'm currently going to be making the Italeri 80-foot Elco model and transferring it to RC. So I bought the actual crew itself, which this is the instruction manual for it. So I thought, well, might as well do the tutorial and do it in the scale that he works at, so it makes it a bit easier than doing it on something like a 1/50th scale. Now I did try doing some videos before and using YouTube's sort of so-called editor, but unfortunately it's not like the old one where you could actually put multiple videos together and splice them together to make your video. So that's a big thumbs down for YouTube, the gits. So this I'm basically going to have to do in one take, but I will be pausing it while I get on with doing the main amounts of stuff that just make this a really long video. So let's get started then. So first of all, that's the crew, instruction booklet for putting them together, etc., all the part list. Right, I've already made two of them up, one of which I've already painted, which I did in the first videos, but that basically is going to be what we're aiming at. I don't know if you can see it with light. Let me just, there we are. So that's what we're aiming at. There's a figure looking like this, so it's pretty well detailed. Okay, I'm trying to get him in focus because that's something else that you can't do is put photographs onto your videos now, so you can't really have a nice sort of like photo of it. But that's the one that I completed in the first video that I tried. This is the next figure I'm going to do. Okay, now before I start actually painting, I'm going to show you some of the paints what I use. There is loads on the market. These are basically what I use. I also use inks as well, which I'm going to be discussing shortly, and also brushes. So first one to go at is these Army Painter. Army Painter are decent paints, do them in a good range. I mean, I got a big set, their biggest set. I think it cost me about 100 and odd quid. But the only problem with them is they're not matte. They do give like a gloss sheen. So I've recently bought this stuff, which is a matte medium, which you put, because you use only a couple of drops of this and add a bit of water, etc. You put a couple of drops of this in this matte medium, mix it up with your water and your paint, and basically it'll get a matte finish. So that's that. That's Army Painter. Like I said, they're decent paints. I mean, you can get like Vallejo, etc. It all depends on what you want, to be honest. Other one is Citadel. I've still got an old Citadel ink here actually, but these are really expensive for what they are. Yeah, they're decent paints and they do the shades, but I'd rather mix me own. Thank you very much, Games Workshop, and I don't want to get basically fleeced. Right, so this is my mainstay sort of paint, Deco Art. They're about 150 for a big bottle like this. They do last quite a few years. You can put emulsifier in them just to keep them fresh. keep them fresh, keep them nice and liquid, but I don't have to do that with these, to be quite honest. Just add a bit of water. You might need to put 1 or maybe 2 coats on, but you know, what the hell. It's cheap paint, you know, it's good coverage, and you can get these either online. I know you used to be able to get them in Hobbycraft. Last time I went in, I was struggling to find them, so I ended up buying the last lot of refill paints online off eBay. But like I said, they roughly average between 150 and £2 for a massive bottle. So that's the mainstay paint what I use. The other one is Americana, which I've got another one here, which is basically the same as them Deco Arts, but again, you know, they're decent paints, and you can mix them. They're all acrylic. Brushes wash out in water, and you know, these don't messing about. You can, like I say, you can mix them with various colours in ranges, and they'll mix up really well. This is ink. Now with this, I do use it. I will go through later in the video as to how to use it. Basically it's a drop and about 6 or 7 drops of water in with it, just to wash it down. But that's De Laroni. These are about £3.50, £3.60, and they'll last you years. Just make sure you keep giving them a quick shake, because you'll find on the bottom, if I squeeze the tea, might not do it because it's being used, but if I get the tea to squeeze, there we go. See, there is a little bit of thing on bottom where you can see there where the teats actually took all the silt off the bottom, you know, the coloured pigment, but that'll just mix back in again. That's not a problem. Like I say, I use them for my flesh tones and for other colours. I mean, I've got green, yellow, red, blue, I think there's a black somewhere, as well as brown, and they are mixable. So again, you can make different colours using your inks, and you only need a small amount unless you've got a massive figure to paint. Okay, so the other is this, what I got with the Army Painter set. It is a flesh wash. Yes, I do use it sometimes. It depends on what sort of look I'm trying to get. But in the Army Painter, you do get different washes. Okay, they are thick. They do seem to be, to me, they feel oily. But you can drop a few drops of water in using a dropper, and again, it'll thin them out and make it go that little bit further. Okay. Dropper, just basically got this off eBay quite a few years ago. Nice little needle on end. It's not sharp, you know, it's blunt, but I wouldn't advise, you know, really shoving it in your fingers. It probably will go in. Just plain water, and basically it allows water to come out in your palette a drop at a time, so it's good for measuring how much water you're pouring in. Right, so first thing, next thing is brushes. I use 2 types. One I'm just testing. This is the type I'm testing at the moment. I got these off eBay. I think these were about 10-12 quid. They go from size, I think it's 6 or 7, right way down to 50, which is a really nice fine brush. They're good quality brushes. They are Sablé. I don't use that man-made fibre nylon crap, because to be honest, I think the bristles on them, they just bend too quickly and far too easily. So I always avoid them. Just use normal sable. And these beauties, the Italeri brushes, these go from size 3 right down to 000. So again, you know, good quality brushes, and these are roughly about the same price for a set. You can buy them in sets. Right, so what I'm going to do now is basically set up for the painting, so I shall see you in a sec. Okay, so going back to this figure then. So basically, as you can see, it's already undercoated. Undercoats, you can use whatever colour you want, whether it be white, grey or black. I've gone for the black. Now the differences with undercoat, basically, if you don't know, white will actually make your colours brighter. Grey is more intermediate, and black, it does actually make your shades slightly darker. So with this type of figure and the type of uniform, because I want it you know, darkish, I'm using the black as an undercoat. Now this I've just actually brush painted on, using where are we? Thought I got it all out. Here we are. Yeah, so basically just using this Americana paint. All I did with that was just add a little bit of water to it, just to make it flow better, and just brush it over nice and easy. Don't forget as well, when being plastic minis, just give them a quick wash with a bit of soapy water and dry them off, just in case there's any oil from the moulds still left on them. I mean, basically it's been cleaned up, all flash taken off, etc. So it's just ready to paint. So let's get on with it. So first of all, I'm going to be using this, which is the Crafter's Acrylic from Deco medium flesh. Okay, and it's going to be straight out of the tin. I'm not going to need to add any water because it has got quite a bit of flow to it. So let's get that out. One of the things is make sure you've got plenty of decent lighting and you can actually see what you're painting. I mean, my eyes are getting old now, so basically I've got these, which is basically me set of glasses, and it's like focusing lenses. But I've got another thing that actually sticks on my head with extra lenses on. I'll have to show you that at some point. It's funny when I've got it on, but it helps when you're doing detail work. So what I'm going to do first, basically, is start with the head and then work to the hands using a number 1 Italeri brush, and just a little bit on the edge of the brush, like I'm showing you here. Okay, and then just start painting away. If you do put it on a bit thick, you can actually work it and spread it out slightly. There we go. Now, at this moment in time, it doesn't matter how you get it on, whether it goes all over the place or what. I mean, obviously, if you can get it more or less where you're wanting it, with this being the first colour, it doesn't really matter. But at later stages, when you're actually painting the uniform itself or whatever, you will need to take more care. And I always tend to just readdress the black where I've actually hit areas that don't want to be the colour I'm doing at that moment in time. So sorry about this. I'm just trying to be quick while I'm doing it, because I don't want the video to be hours long, because they do get boring, and I don't want to be waffling. There we go. Okay. Alright, so as you can see, it's gone on. It will need another coat. I don't know if whiting's enough. It will need another coat in places, but that's basically his head done. Just going to do his hands. So I'm going to just pause this for now while I get his hands done, and just get it rectified with the paint's gone on a little bit thin and needs another coat, and then I'll be back to you. Right, so that's his second, just a light coating of the bits where it didn't take so well. Did that with a number 1 brush, which I do my base coats in that sort of size brush, depending on the size of the figure. Obviously, if it's a bigger figure, I will actually use more. I'm just trying to keep it in focus, to be quite honest. There we go. As you can see, I've not put it on thick, because obviously the eye socket's mouth in between the fingers, etc. I do want to keep that detail, same as like on the backs of the hands, the slight recesses, etc. Same as like with the ears, because this is all when it comes into like the highlighting sort of stage. Now the next stage, what I'm going to be doing is inking, so if you just bear with me a second while I get it all set up, and then I'll come back to you